So finally, the American elections are over and Trump has won the election. If one sees my earlier videos on American elections, I was always saying the advantage is for Trump. What was made to look like a tight fight, it's on the edge, and all these things are what is created by the left liberal media. Essentially, right from the beginning, the advantage was for Trump, and he had an advantage and he won the election. The reasons are not far too distant to seek. There are two major phobia of the common people of America which Trump has exploited very well. One, after the World Trade Organization's existence and free trade, a lot of manufacturing from America has shifted to other countries, mostly to China. So, a lot of manufacturing jobs are lost in America. And this is a major problem in most of the small cities, towns and other places. This point he has exploited very well, not just now, even in the earlier election also. Second is, large-scale illegal immigrations is threatening the very identity of the Americans. This is a feeling that the Americans, common American is feeling. So this large-scale illegal immigration needs to be contained. This is another main point. These 2 points Trump has exploited very well and connected with the common man of America. That's why he won earlier also. In 2020 also he would have easily won, because if one remembers, 2020 February he came to India, and by that time everybody was predicting his election was more or less taken for granted in 2020. But what happened was, suddenly after that the COVID came, and the mishandling of COVID and a lot of deaths in America and not being able to respond to that crisis properly cost him his job in 2020. So 2024 he was all set to come back to power on these 2 main points of illegal immigration and manufacturing industry coming back to America. So make America great. This is another important point on which he was fighting the elections. There is this theory that Kamala Harris was a very weak candidate, that's why he's won. And if there was a stronger candidate from the side of Democrats, he might have lost. But I don't agree with that. The elections did not go based upon personalities. They went more by these 2 issues of immigration and manufacturing. And Trump was able to effectively exploit it. So whoever was the candidate for Democrat this time, it was bound to lose, and Trump was likely to win, and which in any case has happened. And this time he won very convincingly. When he won against Hillary Clinton, the popular vote still went to Hillary Clinton. He won because he won more number of electoral colleges. But this time he not only got substantially more electoral colleges than what is required, but also popular vote also came in his favor. And then the second thing is, today the Senate, the House of Representatives both have a Republican majority. So overall, the very carefully built theory of separation of powers and checks and balances, all that has come. So it's all powerful now. And judicially, in the case, it's not a major issue. Everywhere they're siding with whoever is in the power. So that being the case, he has an environment where he can take his agenda further the way he wants. And he is demonstrating it by the way he picked up his colleagues who are going to assist him in his administration. What are the implications of Trump 2 for the world? One, first thing, he may end the Ukraine-Russian war immediately, because 2 ways. He doesn't see Russia as a threat to NATO. First point is that the whole basis on which this Ukraine war is built up is that if Russia occupies Ukraine, it becomes a much bigger threat for Europe. So Ukraine by itself would never have been in a position to really fight with Russia. It's only the proxy war that's being fought by Europe and America. And he doesn't believe in further strengthening NATO also. So both ways, he doesn't see from his point of view anything that would come by prolonging the war in Ukraine. As far as Israel is concerned, he may fully support them because he also suffers from a substantial Islamophobia. And he doesn't like Iran as a country, a terrorist country, what he calls, and Hezbollah and Hamas. So he may fully support Israel. As far as trade is concerned, China is going to be in for trouble because he will steeply raise the tariff on Chinese products, which may be advantageous to other countries like India. That's a possibility for us on that front. Then as far as immigration also, illegal immigration is what he is really harping on, not so much on the legal immigration. To that extent, Indian technocrats and others who are going in may not suffer badly. So this is another thing as far as Trump's second term is concerned. His announcement before elections about the troubles that the Hindus are facing in Bangladesh is noteworthy. The regime change there, definitely America's hand is there, because Muhammad Yunus doesn't have legitimacy. A crowd from his college cannot go rampage everything and then say there should be a change of regime, and then that happens and somebody who is not even elected, has no stake at all, comes from somewhere and becomes the caretaker government. So if he takes an appropriate call on Bangladesh, maybe there can be elections further and there can be a regime change in a more democratic way, which is also good for India. Overall, my assessment, Trump too can be a good thing as far as India is concerned. Thank you.